Hello everybody and welcome to another tutorial in camera and lens repair. And this time I will, one of my friends asked me if I could take a look at this Fujifilm Instax Square SQ20 because it won't turn on and so I think okay, it could be the battery that has the problem. Well, but how to actually change it, because there is not any lid you can open, and not even if we look inside here, there is not really anything. So how can you change that? I mean, not even here on the side, nothing. So how can we do that? Well, I had already been into the camera just to see what is inside. There's nothing there. I mean, very little info about this particular camera. So I found out, well, the battery is something like over in that area here. So it's I wonder if it's possible to come in here, but there is nothing. Even in the bottom, there is nothing. On the sides, top, no one. So let's take a look at it. We need some tools, at least JIS screwdrivers, which you can see here. It's I will use one of those. It's a 2.5 millimeter JIS or the 2 millimeter JIS. A curved tweezer is very handy. A flat spade kind of, maybe a flathead screwdriver will also be very handy in this case. Maybe some of those plastic thingy tools you use to open mobile phones. Well, I don't know, but let's see how we can do it. The camera is put together with a lot of screws. At least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 10 screws here. 2 on the bottom. You can see the black one here, and there's one here, and there's one underneath here, somewhere in here. And there are at least 3. I mean, there's 3 screws that hold the battery in place, and 2 for the circuit board. So at least many. But let's see what's happened if I try to charge it. Well, if I put in the normal mini USB, the micro USB, nothing will really happen. So if we put it in, normally the light here on the front should lit up, but nothing happened. So let's jump into it. I will sooner come back to what battery it is. We begin with the 2 screws on the bottom. Those are the only black screws. I use a 2.5 millimeter, and there is a lot of plastic clips that hold the camera together. So and some of them actually broke off because this camera is not really made to be taken apart and repaired or change battery. If so, it would have been easier. Now here on the side there's one. We can also take that out. I mean, almost all the screws are the same. So that's it for now. Then we open the back here, and there's tons of screws. So I begin with taking the outer screws here. Take those off, out. And it's good with a magnetized screwdriver. And this is the 2mm JIS. And I simply put the screws in groups, so I have a good idea where they belong to. And also over here. Since they are almost the same, it shouldn't be that hard to unscrew. Sometimes the screw head can be a little tight, so out with that, and the last one. So now yeah, then we can take out the inner here. It's actually the same screw, so it's not a if you mix them, it's not a problem. And even with all the screws out, the camera will still be held in place by all the clips and pins, and so. And that's it, and the last one. Now, then comes the more tricky part, because then we can actually close the lid. But before doing so, because up here somewhere there are some plastic clips that we need to dig in a little harder to actually release the top here, so it can be, I mean, it comes out that way or the other, so that way. But I figure out that it was easier in a way to unclip the lower part here, and I will try to do that. The plastic will not actually break. I mean, it's not that kind of plastic that just broke when you look at it. So I better use my dentist tool here, and it can be a little tricky to come in. So now we can do so and open it a little and press down, and that way unclips it, or what do you say in English? Then we can open it here and do the same, press it down. You see there are two holes, kind of bracket, where the screws goes through in here when we put it on. Now it's more easier now to actually get that, I mean, should be. Then you can wiggle it a little and hopefully break it, not break it, but you mean bend it, and you can do it like that. So you see the plastic clips up here, they are a bit, because I've been into it already, so I need to simply use a screwdriver to press down here on this side from here, because it was not that easy to get it out. And you see those holes here, they act as a, what you say, a kind of a lock. So you press it down, you press the side here, and there's a little pin here. Hopefully you can see this pin here, and the other side, of course, it will go and lock into place here. It's the same with the other side. There's also one bracket here and here, but those up here can be pretty annoying. So that's it. Now, to take off the side here, there is another screw again on this that actually hold this cover here in place, together was of course with the first one we unscrew, and then we can unscrew it here, and so now we can flip this up here, and it sits in here, so it's clipped into place like where can we put it in here? Something like that. So out with that. So now we're almost there. There's only 2 screws left, and it's actually taken from the front. When you look at here and this one here, we unscrew it, and then you take care of it will not just fall apart. So have a good hand here on the side of the camera. Those screws are actually a little bigger than the other, so keep them separate so you not mix them. Where to put them here, and this one to be taken out. Now, so now we are actually ready to flip up the whole thing here, and taking good care of the flex cables in here. You see those here, they actually goes into place, and it's the same with the other side. So if you take it off, it has to go in there in place. Now, since I can open it up, so we open up to the box. So this is how it looks inside. Take care of the flex cable here, not bend it too, pull too much of it. You can just put it on one side here, and then have another heavy thing that will prevent it from falling to one side. So now we are looking into here, and that's where it's getting a little interesting, because the battery compartment here is held in place by 1, 2, 3 screws, and there's actually a plug, connector, which is called it took me some time to figure out what kind of connector is it, but it is a parallel made wire to board connector. This 3-wire battery wire connector. So we can simply take out the 3 screws, and we also need to take this out, because then we can lift the whole battery compartment out. So just loosen this. No, we have to unscrew it. It's the other one up here. So out with that, and just loosen this one, just a few turns, maybe 2 turns or so should be enough. this one here, unscrew it fully. Those 3 screws here are different from the other. So out with that. So, and also this one. And then it's actually free. Now, then comes the more tricky part. You see this here on the side, this piece of metal, it's also held in place by this screw and this screw. But still, since I let this screw stay there, it will not get out or fall out or into the camera. So I can just, well, I should also release the connector here. This is why I use a very flat tool. So I can dig under it here and then gently lift it out. Doesn't have to be much, and especially not on the side. It's only so you can dig under here and in that way lift it up. Now the battery is actually, see, it's free. So I only need to do this. I can press it up a little and to have it come out that way. So now we see the battery is, I mean, this is just an ordinary battery compartment because this is what's inside. The battery is named with the NP, difficult to see, NP-45s. This is just a standard Fujifilm battery for many other cameras. So now we can simply lift up this little spring. Do not bend it too much, you just slightly, see here, just loosen it a little. And if we can undo it, here we see the battery, which is a standard battery. So why should they make it so difficult to come in and change it? Of course, if people say, oh, the battery is dead, no, it's not really dead. You can just change it. So when I put this in, this is actually a fully charged battery. I can put it in here and then put the cover on here again, and then I have changed the battery. How easy can that be? So when we put it back in again, you have the 2 clips on the bottom here. Make sure it sits correct. So that, and the metal shield side here has to be outside. And then I can, on the other side, press it in, and then it click into place. Then we have the whole process backward. Take care of the wires here, but then we can just put it in here, lift up the circuit board a little so it can come under it, and then lower it into place. That's it. Now I can put in the screws again, those tiny screws that hold the battery chamber in place. And then we, since the battery is fully charged, we will only, well, I will show it sooner. No need to take it twice. So one, we need to be a little aware of here, because the metal shield has to sit correct. So if I can move this a little, the wires, see here, we have to push this that side, and then it will click into place because there is a guide pin here. Then I can screw in the screw on this circuit board. So there, and the screw here, and then now I can put in the connector here into place. Where do we have a screwdriver? So I can just press it down gently, and then it click into place. So then we are done. Then I can put the whole the front side and the back side together. Again, here we can see how it is, and every screws is in. There's nothing really anything to do with that. So gently put it in here, and also on the other side you press it a little together and press this pin in here, and then we're ready to put in the two screws here, which was a little bigger than the other. And in that way, we can turn on the camera. It's, I really don't get that. I mean, with all the electronic waste, how can a factory do this? Because no one has to change the battery itself. It's not that hard. So maybe it's a little older camera, but still a good camera, I think. So now we can turn it on. So, oh, it works actually. And then we can take a picture of whatsoever, something. So if I use the two shutter buttons here on the front, then I can, hopefully, I can actually zoom in. Yeah. We can zoom in, and that way it will focus. Flash. So you can see there's life again in this camera. Of course, when I put in the film chamber here, the instax camera here, we can try to do it and then see what's happened. Whoa! So that's it. And then the assembly process is on the way. Of course, when I put in the film box again, it will print another film. I mean, I have put them into the cassette to reuse it again. So just to see how it will work. Now, yeah, then we can put in the the top cover here. No, first, first of course, we have to put in the side here, because that's a good thing. So put it in there. Then we have one screw on the side. Oh. No. Come on. Let's see what's happened here. Well, I can just put one screw in. Maybe it's a little easier, because the screws are the same for this cover part. Then we can screw this in here. So now then we can put the sides on. We take the top cover first. And you see it can only sit in one way. So we put it in here. But be aware of those plastic pins here. This one. And this on the other side here. And of course also over here. So but I mean the plastic is quite flexible, it will not break. Put it in here, but lift it up a little. I mean push it up a little, like that. Then put the other side. And so then you can see it's not pressed down here. Which when I press it down and hold on to the side here, I should be able to press it down, and also this one, and then it clicks into place. So now we're almost there. Then the lower part, it can only sit in one way. So we do the same again here. See, those pins are going into the very long hole. Also on the back here. You can probably see it, hopefully. There. And lower it. And then we do it also over here. There. And then keep on both sides, press it down, and then it's actually in place. Then the two screws here. So there. Then the other of the two black screws. And then the camera is actually, what you can say, it's held in place by the plastic clips. Then we open the lid and put the rest of the screw in. And since they are all the same, there shouldn't be any problem with mixing them. So there, and over here, and it's good with a magnetized screwdriver. It will make things a lot easier when putting all the small screws in. And a battery doesn't really cost that much. But I will say it, I will put links in the description where you can buy it. And also to the other tools I use, not only in this video. So there. This one on top here. So you can see one can actually save a lot of money in that way here by repairing this older camera, which is not that old. I mean, but things are just easy to throw away and get some new camera or whatever stuff. But if you can repair it, go for it. So the last screw, and then we are done. Every time you close the lid, the camera will actually it will actually try to push out the film cover for the first yeah, I don't know what's called, film. So when we close the lid, yeah, it will do it again. So now we can turn it on. Plim, it says. We can try to do this again. We can go a little closer. Fujifilm. I mean, it's quite good. So hopefully I can print it out. Yes, print it out. Nothing will happen because the film was actually exposed. But you can see it actually works. So, I mean, that's really good. So when, let's see what's happened when I put the charger in. If we can let it show how it will lit up. This one will lit up maybe once. Yeah, here it is. But since the battery is, if we look here, the battery, not fully charged. Yeah, here it comes. Since it fully charged, the lid here on the front will not only, it will only, as I understand, lit up once. And then if the battery is low, well, it will probably begin to flashing, I think. But that was actually all for me. So hope you can use the info in this video and probably can repair your own camera and get it back to life. That was all for me. Hope you enjoyed the content. See you sooner. Bye bye.